hearts like wine. Train starts from fire escapes. Chains dark from night. Train sparks in flight.
I think you should make your marriage to each other your single most important commitment, and always assume that it will take precedence over everything else. Tough days and difficult circumstances will always present themselves, but a marriage that rises above everything else can survive anything. And then secondly, try to focus on what matters most, and don't sweat the small stuff. And like they say, most of it is really small stuff. I think the things that matter most are communication, honesty, mutual respect, forgiveness, and fidelity. And everything else is just noise.
I could immediately see how happy they made each other. You can see Dylan's admiration for Emily in how eagerly he'll brag about her many accomplishments, and how passionately he'll cheer her on, whether in life or, as we've heard many times this weekend, during her half marathon where he rooted for her from 4 different locations. It's rumored that Dylan ran as many miles as Emily did that day. Over the years, they've settled into the simple pleasures of life. They share the same goofy sense of humor and passion for fantasy football, have an obsession for Italian pasta and frozen yogurt, and split the burdens of taking care of Cody mostly equally. But whatever extra dog chores Emily ends up shouldering, Dylan makes up for it in sneaking Cody puppuccinos from Culture, one of the many examples of him being a great partner in crime. And I can say that because it takes one to know one. I'm beyond lucky to have had you by my side. And I wouldn't trade our mischief of the last decade for anything. I'm so excited for you and Dylan as you embark on this next chapter. So please join me in raising a glass to the happy couple, Emily and Dylan.
If you shine, I shine, reflections like moonlight. If you drive, I ride from the city into midnight. If you fight, I fight like a wild storm in a light. Catch fire, catch fire, catch fire. Let fire catch fire, catch fire. Let fire catch fire, catch fire. Let fire catch fire, catch fire.
I will never forget the time that I met Emily and saw them together, because honestly, it was just such an amazing thing to see my best friend from growing up in the presence of another person, but so authentically himself. And it was just so evident to me. It was so beautiful to see these two people together, so calm and comfortable. I've heard that a lot these past couple of days. There's just this presence when they're together that everything is okay and it's real, and it's just, I don't know, it's hard to put words to it, but it really brought a lot of joy to me. And since then, I still do live in South America, but it's been such a joy to observe from afar as these two people have grown together and thrived together, and their relationship has now arrived to this place where they're going to spend the rest of their lives together. It's just honestly mind-blowing to see that little 9-year-old now sitting next to his bride, and it brings such a smile to my face, and I feel so happy and lucky to be here. And Dylan, I love you, man. I'm so happy for you. This is a huge life moment for you, and I feel so honored to be here, to be a part of this. Emily, thank you so much for becoming a part of Dylan's life. I know that you guys are gonna spend the rest of your lives together and live happily and do it the right way. And it's just amazing. I just feel so happy to be here. So thank you. Let's all just raise a glass. And here's to Dylan and Emily. And I just love you guys. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow, Emily will once again blaze a trail for us by being the first person to grow our family, and I can't wait for Dylan and his family to join us in this next chapter of their life and to build new memories together with us. As you embark on this new and exciting chapter, I'm not much one to give advice, so I'm going to quote another Chinese philosopher, because if you're gonna be nerdy, you may as well double down. And I'll quote Confucius, who made love of family a central tenet of his philosophy. Confucius said that wherever you go, go with all your heart. And I think that's good advice for all of us. Good luck. Thank you all so much.
Aside. We had already considered Dylan to be part of our family for quite some time when he informed us of his intention to ask Emily to marry him. Perhaps that was partially a function of spending months living together at our home in rural Maine during a global pandemic. All of us wearing our flannel pajama bottoms and matching LL Bean slippers for weeks on end. Dylan endured countless family meals on rotation. His love for Emily was clear as he participated in weekly family movie competitions. Only the Pentnos could turn movie night into a fierce winner-take-all competitions, where he was coerced into giving Emily's selections the highest marks. It was easy to see that Emily and Dylan shared a love for the outdoors and spending time with family, and that their love for each other came easily. Looking at Emily and Dylan, you can't help but think they were made for each other. Together, they exude a quiet confidence that can bring a calmness to every room. Every once in a while, you get a glimpse of them locking eyes and get a sense that Emily can melt Dylan's heart or make him laugh with a mere glance or gesture. Thank you, Uncle Eddie, for that last one. And thank you all for celebrating Emily and Dylan with us this weekend. Emily and Dylan, here's to a lifetime of supporting each other, grounding each other, making each other laugh, and cherishing life's simple pleasures together. We love you both.
Over the years, I've had the opportunity to meet and spend time with many of Emily and Dylan's friends from Amherst, Dartmouth, and Stern. So many fun, welcoming, and great people, and I think that speaks so much to Emily and Dylan's characters. Having spent time with both of them separately and together, I can confidently say that they're their truest selves when they're together. It makes me so happy to see them put smiles on each other's faces every day and support them in their athletic, life, and career achievements. Neither of them make a big deal about milestones like birthdays and such, so I'm so happy we could all come together for a full weekend to celebrate this remarkable relationship. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Patno and Mr. and Mrs. Park, for coordinating such an amazing weekend. I will end with a quote from Phyllis Vance, a character on one of Emily and Dylan's favorite shows. In the game of love, you guys are like Jim and Pam. And let's face it, we all want a Jim and Pam kind of love, because honestly, who wants to be stuck with a Roy? Will you all please join me in raising a glass for Emily and Dylan?
But no, I think over time, Dylan matured, thankfully. And it happened just in time for him to meet Emily. And so coincidentally enough, the rambunctiousness, the kinestheticness, it all started to slowly fade. And what evolved was a man who was truly capable of thoughtfulness and compassion. And I'm quite confident that we have Emily to thank for that, so thank you. But on a serious note, I think, what makes Emily and Dylan so special, in my opinion, is really their ability to use that thoughtfulness, that compassion, to work harder in their relationship with each other than anything else in their lives. I've seen it many times on this trip, and it was only until recently when I realized just how important that was. So, Emily, you're beautiful, you're hardworking, you're compassionate, and you have a big heart. Thank you for sharing Cody with our whole family. Thank you for letting us steal him for the Christmas card. But most importantly, Thank you for bringing such a loving and thoughtful and compassionate side out of Dylan. And I could not be more excited that you're marrying my brother. So, thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
You're bringing heaven down to earth. A symphony in every word. You're bringing heaven down to earth. You're bringing me everything. You're bringing me everything.
You know, if you're a parent in the audience, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say that what you want more than anything in the world is for your children to be happy. And when you choose your spouse, it's perhaps the most important decision your child's going to make. And there was never any question that Emily was in love with Dylan. From the moment she met him, she's been walking on air. And he absolutely passed the test with me. He passed the test with Lisa. The test he had to pass, which was the hardest, was with Emily's 3 brothers. And I'll spare you the gory details. So let's just say it was a multi-year combination of mental, physical, and emotional challenges. He made it through okay. He even made it through well enough. At one point, I won't name names, one of the 3 boys said, "Hey, you know, this guy Dylan is actually a pretty good guy. And if the thing with Emily doesn't work out, I hope we can stay friends after this is all over." Well, Dylan, it worked out. It's been wonderful, and we're thrilled to have you as a part of the family. And we love you. So welcome to the family. There are so many reasons why I am so proud and why I love my daughter so much. She does have the biggest heart, bigger than anybody I know. Her laugh, you guys know her laugh is contagious. Sometimes it never stops. Honestly, I'll be in a room, I'll hear her laughing. I'm like, what on earth could she be laughing about? She will laugh in a period of time more maybe than I laugh in a month. But it's amazing, and I love that about her. And the most important thing is she wants everybody around her to be having fun. I mean, just look at this. Look at where we are. This is what she wanted you all to experience. But most of all, she cares so deeply about her community, she cares so deeply about her family, and she loves all of her friends so dearly. So Emily and Dylan, hold on tight to all of that love, as tight as you possibly can. And when things in life get tough, and they probably will at some point, remember tonight. And remember the love, the intense love that's in this room for you both. And most of all, remember the love for you that you feel for each other right this moment. Everyone, thank you again so much for being here. It's been our honor and privilege to host you. And with that, please raise your glasses. Toast for Emily and Dylan to endless love and happiness. Cheers. Congratulations.
Dylan and Emily, you've expressed your love to one another through the commitment and promises you have just made. It is with these vows in mind that I am honored to pronounce you as husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
Always go back to the heart.